I can't control the weather, but I can control my outcome and my movement. I learned discipline from a rainy day. You don't have to love it, you just have to move. Welcome back to the house, cousins, and let's talk about it. I'm your host, Aleesia Jay, and on my podcast, on my channel, we talk about real life, faith, and all things self care. And it has been a while, but let's go ahead and talk about why discipline is better than motivation. I know, a little controversial. You might not have even thought about it this way. You probably think it goes hand in hand. And in some cases, they do overlap, but there is a major difference. And so let's just rewind it back. This is really like something that dawned on me like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And
Subscribe.
yeah, basically, I was on my way to work and um, I had just got some terrible news. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Um, and I already like didn't even want to be at work, but I still found myself like driving there because it's like responsibilities and stuff. And I get to the parking lot and like it starts freaking pouring down rain, like terrible. And I'm just staring at like the raindrops just like come down my window and my window shield. And I'm just like, why am I even doing this? I should just go back home and get back in my bed and go to sleep. And I really felt like defeated and like extremely unmotivated to like even get out. I knew that I had bills. I know that, the bills is always going to come regardless of how you feel. But in that moment, it really did not matter. It really didn't matter. And then on top of that, I did my hair and now it's raining. So it's like, now I won't even feel my best because to me, I won't be looking my best. And um, it's still like early in the morning. And I just sat with myself for like, I want to say like a good 10, 15 minutes. And I just heard like a voice to tell me like, just open the door, just put your feet down on the ground, get out the car and move. And to me, I didn't even like question that. I just opened up the door, put my feet down on the ground, got out the car, and I just took a step and got moving. And each step I took became easier and easier to get me to my job. Because I still had to work. I still have to be a parent. I still have to, you know, go home and cook, make good, healthy choices. You know what I'm saying? Stay on my goals. And I actually got to work. And when I got to work, I still was sad. I was still sad. Um, and I still felt a little bit unmotivated to work. Like I was not happy to do that. But I did feel proud of myself and that I did it anyways. When I definitely couldn't, in that moment, I did. Or I thought I couldn't in that moment. I did. And so this is when I realized like I wasn't even motivated at that point. Like I know I have, a child. I know I have, a car and I like nice things and I like to vacation and all that stuff takes money. But it's like that didn't even motivate me. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds terrible. But when you rely on motivation versus just having that discipline, it could really stop you from doing things and achieving the things that you need to and that you want to achieve in your life. And so that's why I say motivation is worth less in reality than discipline. Motivation, when you're motivated, it's triggered by emotional responses, it comes and goes, it's dependent on outside factors. It's not, even though it is genuine, you genuinely feel motivated, you genuinely feel happy to do whatever the task may be or relationship or whatever, like you genuinely feel motivated to be there, to do what you have to do to show up. That's great. Don't get me wrong. But the difference between motivation and discipline is the commitment that you have towards that task. You're taking action regardless of how you actually feel. And it's built through repetition. Like when I open up my car door, the next step immediately to follow is me to put my feet out on the ground, to grab my bag, to close the door, to then take a step at a time because I'm already walking. I'm not going to walk back to my car. I'm going to walk to the destination. I'm going to walk to the building. I'm going to walk to my desk. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to open up my laptop. Like it just creates that momentum. And that's really what discipline is. Discipline feels boring because it lacks that hero component, that protagonist comeback setup. But being motivated doesn't buy you success and peace. Discipline does. And so I had made a video earlier on my channel, and I believe it's called like discipline is self-love. I very still strongly believe that, but I do feel like my understanding of discipline has grown since I posted that video, I think 2 years ago. And like I'm still learning, and I'm learning that from the smallest of things that a regular person probably wouldn't have even thought of. But I'm like, a rainy day really exposed me. It did. It exposed me in the sense of like, am I truly living a disciplined lifestyle? And honestly, I do feel like there's room for me to improve. Like that's just me being honest. There's several things that I've been praying for, that I've hoped for, and I definitely still want to see them come to fruition, come to the surface. But the woman that I am becoming, the woman that I'm growing into, I'm recognizing now that I don't need to wait for motivation to do it. I don't need to wait for my own internal applause to do it. I, in fact, cannot afford to wait for my own self to come to that motivation point to do things. I just have to do it. I have to do it. And it's boring, it's repetitive, it's actually a little bit lackluster. I'm not gonna lie. But I know that discipline pays for the harvest that I'm waiting for, that yearning that I have in my spirit, that greater purpose that I know I'm supposed to be fulfilling. And so I'm reminded, and I'm reminding you about Hebrews 12:11. And it says, no discipline seems pleasant at the moment, but rather painful. Later on, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. Rainy days are going to come. Tired days are going to come. Trust me, I am tired almost every day when I come home from work. But I still have to show up for my son. I still have to show up for myself. And building discipline ultimately stops those days from controlling your ending outcome. Because if I sit and choose to like sulk, or if I sit and choose to like be sad that I'm not where I imagined I would be, and therefore my motivation is gone because I'm thinking about the what ifs and I'm overthinking things and overanalyzing things and being overly critical about myself. It's the difference between being self-aware and being overly critical. And the moment you become overly critical, your motivation seems to go out the window because it's influenced by outside factors. So if you feel like you're not able to do something because you should have been there by now, you could have been doing this, you should have been doing that, you wasted a day doing this, like you're not ever really going to be motivated to do anything different. But your discipline is showing up for yourself, showing up for your commitment that you're making for whatever task that may be, and doing it anyways because you know you have to. And for me, taking those smaller steps to build that momentum is where I'm really focusing on my discipline now, and what I would probably encourage you guys to do as well. So, I mean, I know I talked to you for a little bit here. Just think about like what you can commit to today that you've been postponing. Think about one small action that you can take, even if you really don't feel like it, and let that action be the catalyst for you to continue to do additional tasks for you to be able to reach your goal. And honestly, like, whenever you really do feel like sulky, like on a rainy day, I want you to really think about, like, who am I becoming? Because those days don't really define you. It's what you do after that while you're in those moments that really do. So just remember, discipline isn't about perfection. Not at all. You just have to keep going. Just have to keep moving and being intentional with every movement that you take. But as always, I love this look on you, cousins. You are growing and glowing always, and I will see you on the next video. Love you. Bye.